Welcome to the Happy Hormones Coach podcast, your go-to source for all things women's health. I'm here to guide you through the ups and downs of hormonal changes, helping you understand how these shifts impact every aspect of your life. So whether you're in the perimenopause phase or really any other phase of life, looking to improve your overall well-being, or just seeking practical tips on stress management, nutrition, and fitness, then this podcast is for you. Join me as we explore holistic and functional approaches to health, share expert insights from guests, and empower you to feel your best at every stage of life. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to remind you that the information shared in this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any medical condition. Always consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health regimen. Welcome to another episode of the Happy Hormones Coach podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer, and I'm so glad that you're here today because we're tackling a big topic that I know so many of you wrestle with, which is health myths that keep you stuck at surface level. So let's be honest. How many times have you heard, just eat less and move more, or you need to balance your hormones with this magic pill? These myths sound simple, but they often lead to frustration, burnout, and wasted time. They keep you chasing symptoms instead of solutions. And so in today's episode, I'll unpack the biggest myths holding you back, challenge them with real no-fluff truths, and give you actionable steps to start moving toward deeper health and healing today. Plus, I've got some amazing resources for you. There's a 2025 calendar that's editable in Canva that you can grab as a freebie. And I have my Perimenopause Survival Guide. They are both linked in the show notes, both freebies. And so if you're up for some fun, I also am in the middle of a 7-day Planks and Thanks challenge, which is wrapping up soon, but you can still join me anytime and doing that anytime in the Happy Hormone Circle community hosted on Mighty Networks. Or if you're on Facebook, you can be a subscriber there to my personal account that I share. And that's all the updates I have today. So let's jump in. So let's start with classic eat less, move more. On the surface level, it seems logical, right? Fewer calories in, more calories out equals weight loss. Simple, to the point. But here's the problem. It reduces your health to a math equation when your body is anything but simple math. We are complex. That's our bodies. And so your body's metabolism isn't static. Chronic undereating can slow your metabolism, making it harder to lose weight long term. And overexercising can elevate cortisol, your stress hormone, which you've heard me talk about many times before. And it tells your body to store fat, especially around the midsection. Now, what's the science of it? Well, studies show that chronic calorie restriction can lead to metabolic adaptation, making it harder to sustain weight loss. And all these resources and sites I'm going to link in the show note. And so hormones like leptin and ghrelin, which regulate hunger and fullness, are disrupted when you restrict too much. So what's the key takeaway here? Focus on quality of food and movement, not just quantity. Prioritize nutrient-dense meals and exercise that feels good for your body. And this week, you can take this actionable step to help you. You can add one nutrient-dense meal to your day, like a big salad with healthy fats, protein, colorful veggies. Notice how you feel when you nourish your body instead of restricting it, because that's what we want. We want more of the good stuff, less of the bad, without total restriction at all. And so what's myth number 2? So hormonal imbalances require expensive supplements. Well, yeah. I've heard this a lot too. It just requires supplements. It's just you take this or that and it's just going to help you and fix you. But if your hormones are out of whack, just take this expensive supplement is not going to help. Listen, I am all for supplements. You will see me promoting products that I love, and right now there's a lot of Black Friday sales that I'm promoting on my page. And yes, I'm all for that when they're necessary, okay? Or in addition too. It's a supplement for a reason. But throwing money at a quick fix without addressing the root cause is like putting a Band-Aid on a sinking ship. That is not going to help. So why is this myth misleading? Well, hormonal imbalances often stem from deeper issues like poor sleep, chronic stress, or nutrient deficiencies that supplements alone cannot fix because, again, hormones are chemical messengers. And if there's some underlying thing that's causing them out of balance, well, that most likely is what it is, not necessarily the hormones themselves. And so supplements cannot outwork a poor diet, lack of movement, or unmanaged stress. And all of these I have addressed in previous episodes as well. And so what's the science behind it? Well, a 2019 study in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that lifestyle changes like improving sleep, reducing stress, had a greater impact on hormone health than supplements alone. And that's fascinating because nowadays, and even in so many of like the functional medicine space that I see more and more is just supplement, but it's kind of like, are we really different from Big Farm, right? We just got to be really careful. And like I said, I'm all for it. You will see me promoting things when it is necessary, but I always say diet, lifestyle, stress management, all of those that I talk about and address in my signature Simply method with my personal clients, that is what's going to be lasting. That is what's going to help. If there's a supplement needed, there's a time and a place for it. They're tools, they are not solutions. So I really encourage you to build a strong foundation with your lifestyle first. And so what you can do is pick one lifestyle area to focus on. Just the power of one, right? Doesn't have to be all of it at one time. And you can pick sleep, stress, nutrition, exercise, whatever it may be. Start small, like committing to a consistent bedtime or adding a 5-minute mindfulness practice daily. Whatever it looks like for you. That's what I would start doing. Think small for big results. And so myth number 3, weight is the best indicator of health. Well, how many of us have judged our health solely based on the number of the scale? I am guilty. This is such a damaging myth because it reduces health to aesthetics instead of function. And it's misleading because your weight is just one data point. It's just a number. And especially if you don't have a body fat scale or another tool for like a biometric to test exactly what is in that number, you're just going to see that number. And you could be losing, but you could also be losing muscle mass, skeletal mass, things like that that's actually needed instead of fat. And so that's why it's really important not just to look at it as a whole. And it doesn't tell you, like I was mentioning, it doesn't tell you about muscle mass, inflammation, or how well your hormones are functioning. It doesn't tell you any of that. It's just one tool to track. And obsessing over weight can lead to unhealthy habits like yo-yo dieting or overtraining. It can lead to so many things, binge eating, eating disorders, all these different things. And so what's the science behind it? Well, body composition is a much better indicator of health than weight alone. And a 2020 study in obesity research and clinical practice found that people with higher muscle mass had better metabolic health even if their weight was higher. Get that? So what's the takeaway? Shift your focus from weight to how you feel, how your body functions, and what it can do. See any improvements or any changes there, even in how your clothes fit. How is your energy? Things like that. How is your moods? All these things are something that you can look forward to in addition to what the scale says. And what you can do is stop weighing yourself for 1 week. Instead, track how you feel after meals, workouts, or rest. Look for improvement, like I was saying, in any of the areas, in energy, mood, or strength, how your clothes fit. So you can do that. Now, all these steps that I'm suggesting here with these different myths,
I don't suggest you use all these all at once. Just pick and choose whatever works for you right now and stick to that. Again, the power of one, and focus on it. And then you can revisit maybe the other ones and try those. I don't want to overload you or overwhelm you. That's not what I'm trying to do. But for each of these myths, there is an action step that I do want you to take away and use at your time. And so myth number 4 is stress is not a big deal. Whew, this is such a myth. This is the last myth that we'll tackle today, and it is the idea that stress is just a mental issue. Everyone's stressed. It's normal. But here's the truth. Chronic stress wreaks havoc on your body and your hormones and everything else. And so chronic stress dysregulates your cortisol levels, leading to inflammation, of course, poor sleep, and even weight gain. And stress is a whole body issue, like holistic, not just a mental one. And so the American Psychological Association reports that chronic stress contributes to conditions like heart disease, diabetes, and autoimmune disorders, and so much more. Emphasis, mine. So stress also impacts your gut health, which affects everything from immunity to hormone balance. So what's the takeaway here? Stress management is not optional. It's foundational to your health. You've heard me blog about it. You've heard me see you talk about it here and even on my social medias if you follow me there, because it's so important. Stress, our mental wellness and our emotions, that has a huge role in our overall health. And so for this myth, the actionable step for you would be to take one stress management action, whether it be a 10-minute walk, journaling, deep breathing, anything that feels good and is doable for you. Because remember, small steps add up, right? And so there you have it. The myths that keep you stuck at surface level and how to move beyond them is all about so much more than quick fixes or numbers. It's about how you feel, how you function. And we want you to thrive, not just survive every day. And also, as a reminder, before you go, don't forget to grab the 2025 calendar and the Perimenopause Survival Guide, both linked in the show notes. Those are both freebies. And if you want to jump into some fun and actionable challenges like my 7-day planks and thanks challenge, join my Happy Hormones Circle community on Mighty Networks if you already have a group there, or as a Facebook subscriber. I'm going to be my subscribers, and for those in my groups, I'm going to be focusing more here and on there. So I love to see you there. Until next time, you're not stuck. You just need the right tools to dig deeper, and take care of those hormones.
Thank you for tuning in to the Happy Hormones Coach podcast. I hope you found today's episode insightful and empowering. Remember, taking charge of your health is a journey, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. If you enjoyed this episode or any of the other episodes, please be sure to share, subscribe, rate, and leave a review. It does help me to reach more women like you who are striving for optimal health and happiness. And don't forget to follow me on social media for daily tips and inspiration. Until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep thriving.